chat. You love to see it. Hi, everybody. I am Kat Vine, and welcome to another episode of Cat Calls, my show that I do every Thursday live on Twitch, where I talk to cool artists about whatever the hell we want to. You're part of the show. You're here. You're in the chat. The powers of the P. She's got the phones. She's got the emotes. Everyone who's a subscriber, you should check, because I added the little ring ring emotes to tier 1 subscribers. So I know Zach is a subscriber. Thank you for the sub. GPS though, pretty sure you get emotes. And if you don't, we will figure that out. Anyway, yay! Welcome to the show. Today's guest is Slow Magic. As you saw in the intro, Slow Magic is everybody's favorite imaginary friend. I mean, someone who can rock a mask and a cape like that is just absolutely a superstar. I first fell in love with his dreamy, melodic, ethereal, nostalgic, magical sound in 2012 when he released his debut LP, Triangle. GPS has a theory that he's actually Nicolas Cage, but I don't know how much we can put into that theory, but we'll never know. Nicolas Cage is kind of our imaginary friend. Anyway, I caught Slow Magic set at Bardot. Shout out Bardot, all my Miami and 3 Points people, way back, I think probably around 2012, 2014. And what was so cool about his set was that he actually turns the instruments around and lets the audience get into the performance, which is so cool. Oh, bye guys, stop. He lets you drum on the drums and hit the MPC. And so I've just, that's the sort of thing that endears you to an artist so quickly and forever. As Bry Guy says, my favorite. I'm so glad you're here. I've been following his career ever since. I was so proud when he played Coachella a couple of years ago. But in 2019, he actually left his longtime label as it had been bought by Interscope, and he found that working with a major label like that, they were kind of constricting his artistry, and so he left. He went full indie once again, and his music has been all the better for it. His latest release is Closer to You. It's an EP. It's out now, and the title track features Manila Killa, another artist whom I love, who's a super cool dude. Their sounds actually go so well together, and I'm going to play Closer to You for you guys now, so you can hear that sound, get caught up with the latest Slow Magic jams if you don't already know, Bry Guy. And when we come back, we'll have Slow Magic in the call. So get your phone emojis ready, because I love to see the phone emojis when we're going live with the call. Okay, all right, for real now. Here's Closer to You. Yes, we're so close. We're there. That's how close we are. You guys put some phone emojis in the chat, and I will bring Slow Magic onto the screen. Yeah. Just kidding. I'm going to do it now. Yay! Hi, Slow Magic. Wait, we don't see you. Where did you go? There you are. Oh, and you have Bandit. Oh, everybody say hi to Bandit. Yes, Rebuilding Rocket Ship says, what's up in the hizzy? Bry Guy says, rainbow hand hearts. Everybody loves you and Bandit. Yay, hand hearts, Candle Jack, put a little dog emoji. Okay. Slow Magic, hello.
What's up?
How are you doing today?
Hey. Pretty good.
It's so great to have you on Cat Calls. I'm so excited. Everyone seems really excited to have you here as well. We were just watching the Closer to You visualizer, which is the title track of your latest EP, and a collaboration with a mutual friend of ours, Manila Killa.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Chris is the best.
Yeah. Can you talk to us about that track, Closer to You, and how it came about between you and Manila Killa?
Yeah, it was something that we had worked on a song last year in LA together, and we ended up just kind of scrapping that.
Yeah.
And we ended up just working. We worked on Closer to You this year, while we were both quarantined.
Oh, you
And
did. I was
yeah,
so
we just
curious because it
yeah,
has like a quarantine theme to it, you know? Like we all long to be closer to each other, so that's really cool.
yeah, it just kind of happened that way, and we just sent ideas back and forth, and he sang on it. We used some samples, and it just, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And you were telling me before you and I were live here on the screen that that visualizer, which I said is so simple but so poignant, it's beautiful, I love it, that was actually a collaboration between you and your wife, Dream Angel, yeah?
Yeah, we were. It was her idea. We just went in the backyard and did some stuff with our hands and put it in slow motion.
It worked out wonderfully. Like I said, it's very simple, but I feel it's very beautiful and poignant, and it pulls on your heartstrings without being too much money or anything, you know? Something you can do in quarantine in your backyard.
Definitely.
And speaking of
Thank you.
quarantine, Bry Guy says you wore a mask before it was mandated. So shout
Ooh,
out rule follower
yeah.
Slow Magic.
Keep them on, yeah.
How about that mask, though? You have been rocking this mask from the beginning. I would love to hear the initial inspiration for the gorgeous, geometric, colorful, imaginary look of it all. Did you see it in a dream? Where does the look come from?
Yeah, so this face here, this is the newest version, but it's gone through a lot of different versions and iterations. I guess like I'm sure you've like heard me say it before that I like to wear a mask because I want people to focus just on the music.
Mm-hmm.
And before I had a mask, I was just making the songs for the internet and had the chance to play a show. So I
Oh, cool.
asked a friend of mine, Jonas Goonface. He is a really cool artist, and I asked him to make me a mask because he had been making masks out of cardboard boxes that I thought were really cool. And I told him to make me an imaginary animal. So
Ooh,
that's really how it all started.
that's so
He
cool.
drew it on a box, and for the first couple of years, I was wearing a cardboard box on stage.
Yeah, I remember those days. I remember.
It
And
worked.
with the vest and all the cool, we were just watching a clip of you playing Corvette cassettes with that vest on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the vest was something that my mom helped me make, or really she made it.
Yeah, yeah. One of those things where it's like, Mom, help me with my project. And really, you just got her to do it.
Yeah.
Nesden says, shout out Jonas, the train traveling madman.
Yes.
What
Jonas is...
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's like one of the most interesting people I know. He makes his own clothes. He travels the country, the world with just sometimes hitchhiking or hopping on trains. But yeah, if you are interested in his work, Jonas Goonface, and he has a comic called The Adventures of Jonas that I actually appear in for a little bit.
Oh, that's so cool. I love it. I would love to talk to you a little bit about those early days as well. You know, I've been a big fan of your work since your debut Triangle in 2012, and I just want to shout out my friend Lisa real quick because Corvette cassette was her ringtone for like forever. It might still be her ringtone. I don't know.
Nice.
What do you remember about those days when you were making that collection of songs? What was going on in your life? What were the intentions behind the project? And what do those songs symbolize for you today?
Yeah, like I was going through like a bit of a transition in my life. I was not sure what to do, I guess. Like I had always been in different bands and made different projects, and I almost feel like I was kind of like annoying my friends with all these like bands.
Really?
And I just kept posting. And,
how many did you
know,
have?
I mean, I had like, at one point I had an idea to make a label where every band was just something I did.
That's amazing.
But I had 3 or 4 things at a time.
Those are lofty dreams, by the way.
I guess what happened...
The kind of dreams you can only have when you're quite young, I'm sure. You're like, I can do that. I can do that many bands.
Yeah. It was a bit silly, but I think it helped me start this because what I wanted to do was make a project that I didn't have to bug my friends about. They wouldn't even know about it. And no one would know who it was, where it was from. So I just started, I made Sorry Safari one night. I was definitely like inspired by some artists at the time, like Gold Panda, Singer.
Oh, you're a little...
I was just like about going on in the music. And oh, sorry, what?
You're a little choppy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I guess, I don't know if I cut out, but...
we hear you well now.
Nice. I put that song on the internet, and the next day there was a blog, flashlight tag that had written about it, so that kind of like inspired me to just keep pushing it out there, and yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
A lot of people still don't know that I do this. It's kind of...
Oh, that's so cool.
Funny.
Like, even the people in your
like,
life that are close to you, they have no idea that Slow Magic is your project?
I mean, I say, like, my close friends, obviously, they know. But I think there are a few people out there that don't know.
That's so cool. Do you feel like a superhero? Like, are you ever like, okay, I'm in the room, I have to run out while no one's looking and do my Clark Kent Superman thing? Like,
well, I do have a cape, so...
That's true. Man, that's so cool. I get a little jealous of having an experience like that. It feels like an old like anime storyline or something. Oh, did you freeze? Sometimes it's hard to tell if you're frozen or if you're just standing there.
Did I blink?
It's hard to tell if you're blinking.
My hair, like I just want to check.
Yeah.
Okay.
You seem good. How is it under there? Tell us about the latest version of this mask, though. I mean, it's definitely not just a cardboard box anymore. You've got this whole shape-shifting, color-changing. Is it LED? What's going on?
Yeah, so this is about 5 pounds. So I've been working on my neck muscles.
Yeah.
But yeah, this mask was built by some friends, Joey and Yamur from San Francisco.
Hey, shout out San Francisco. Really, that's where I am. Sorry.
Nice. Yeah, it all started, this particular mask, which is like the 3rd version, I guess. I just tweeted, like, does anyone know a lot about LEDs? And Joey just responded. So they built it together, and so I'm running like a bunch of LEDs under here that connect with my computer, and I'm actually wearing a small Wi-Fi router that connects to the computer, and, and 4 different USB batteries.
Yo, Slow Magic is connected at all times.
Yeah, I've always got Wi-Fi on me, so...
That's amazing. You must be very popular at the music festivals. Among your friends.
Unfortunately, you can't access the signal. It's really like locked into this video, but maybe we should think about expanding to a hotspot for everyone.
The Slow Magic hotspot. That would be incredible, or incredibly messy. I don't know if you can handle all those influencers following you around next time you play Coachella.
Yeah, it might mess with the signal. I'm actually right now like cycling through different songs in my set, which all have like a choreographed light show.
Oh, that's so cool.
just to keep things interesting. I'll turn it up real quick. I don't know if you can hear.
Let's see. Ooh, I hear something.
So it's going with the music there.
That's so cool. It's hard to hear, but I get it. That's so cool. I would love to speak a little bit more about Triangle. I saw you share on Twitter a picture of oh, thank you, Marquis Dupu. Marquis Dupu. God, I am so bad at reading fucking names on the internet. Can I just say? Are you any better? I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, this is my first time speaking.
That's right.
Should we talk about that?
Yes, please. How is it for you? Are you having an out-of-body experience? Are you sweating your balls off? Are you like... I thank you so much for doing it.
It feels a little less sweaty than playing
a show. Right, of course.
But I'm happy to suit up and, you know, I miss putting this thing on.
Yeah.
For long periods of time.
I know. How's your quarantine been? You have done some digital performances. I know that you were deeply ingrained in Animal Crossing when it first came out. You even had some merch released there. But I guess you don't put your mask on to play Animal Crossing, unless you do. You know, you might just put it on to cook sometimes. Hey, there's Bandit again.
Yeah, it all depends. It's been good. I mean, I think it's been tough. You know, it's not news that quarantine's been tough, but you know, like, I've been able to do some digital performances on Aux Party, which is kind of like a new version of Turntable FM. That's been really fun. But I mean,
what are those performances like? Don't you have a little avatar and you're joined by friends on the stage?
Yeah, it's like there's little avatars and everyone in the crowd has one, and we just pick songs and DJ from there. It's just like a fun way to share music with people and kind of feel like you're at a show.
Yeah. Rebuilding Rocket Ship says they're so fun and I have to join the next one. I definitely will. When is the next one? Are you doing one coming up?
There will be one soon. I will announce that soon, hopefully.
Okay.
We don't have it set yet.
I'll keep an eye out on your socials at Slow Magic.
Sounds great.
Okay, but I really do want to ask you, I saw you share a picture on Twitter. You were like, oh, I found the old samples from Triangle. And I was trying to peek through there, and I saw some GameCube controllers. It looked like maybe a Wii box, but there was like a handwritten rewritable CD that I couldn't quite make out. What is that magical box of goodies?
Ooh, so yeah, the box of goodies, it just came from my parents' house, but nice. The record in question is top secret. But some of the samples you hear on Triangle came from that mysterious record that I found at a thrift store.
Oh, so cool. Those are my favorite finds.
No, yeah.
Do you ever buy records just based on the cover? I like to do that sometimes. I'm like, oh, this one's $2. The cover looks wacky. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's definitely what happened with this record.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, you also mentioned that you might be working on a Triangle Part 2. Is that real?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I've kind of just messed around with the idea for a while. I mean, it is coming up on the 10-year anniversary. Can you believe that?
That is insane. Congratulations, first of all.
Yeah, but I want to do something special. But I have worked on some music that maybe is like spiritually successing that record. And that's something that finding that old record would help with.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I want to play Sorry Safari. It is cool. You made a cool video for it. Do you want to talk to us about that song in particular and the video before we get into it?
Yeah, like I was saying before a little bit, this is the first song, like, for Slow Magic that I ever made. and I just made it in one day, and
Wow.
I made the video that same day.
Wow,
I
really?
found, like, a really...
Oh my God, talk
Yeah.
about an inspired moment. Like, holy shit.
It was easier back then.
Yeah, right, I'm
Nothing
sure.
to think about. But yeah, I just found this really funny clip of like an old computer demonstration.
I
like,
love it.
and just messed around. I think it might have been inspired by like Tim and Eric or something like that. Just
For
like
your health.
weird avant-garde videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually another thing, a lot of people thought I was the guy at the beginning for a long time, so who knows?
Oh my
You can
God, you'd
decide
have
for
to be
yourself.
pretty old under that mask, because that video has to be from like the early 90s at the most. Like, I don't know, it could be 80s.
Yeah, who knows how old I am under here.
That's true. I guess you might be that guy. Who knows? Let's see. We'll watch the video. We'll come back. We'll talk about your new music that's coming up, and then we will get to questions. If anyone in the chat has questions for Slow Magic, throw them out there, and we will make sure that we get to them. All right. Stay tuned.
And I will now attempt to record a performance and show you how it works.
Were you guys dancing? Brian, I'm glad you're dancing in the office. We were just talking about having a little dance party of our own. Slow Magic got a little air, and we're back. Yeah, I want to talk to you about the music you've been making in the last couple of years, though. We got to catch up in 2019 when you left Interscope. You kind of accidentally ended up at Interscope, and
Yeah.
you were ready to come back to being an independent artist. How has that shift been for you in the last year? Hello? Are you there?
It's been great. Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
you broke up just a second. Yeah, start up again where it's been great.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Must be the interference of the Wi-Fi here.
It's just too many streams.
Yeah, like we're live.
This is what it looks
you
like.
mentioned, I guess I had a kind of rough like situation with the label and was able to get out of that, and it was really nice to just kind of have that freedom to work on music without people trying to tell me what they did or didn't like about it.
Yeah.
And I guess just like thinking more about like what I wanted to do, and yeah, I mean, labels can be great, and I think the label I was on was great at a time. It's just like a matter of like sometimes things don't work out, but yeah, I've been really happy to release music more frequently. That's something that I'm able to do now, and recently, obviously, I've joined with a more like a label that makes more sense for me is like Moving Castle.
Yeah, totally. Your sound fits right in there. And they seem like nice guys.
Oh, totally.
That's so cool. And Closer to You, we talked about the song itself, but it's a 4-track EP, if I'm not mistaken. Talk to me about the rest of the songs. Were all the songs made in quarantine, or some of them you've been working on for a while, right?
Yeah, so some of these, like the Somewhere has been in the works for a while, and the other ones as well. I mean, it really all depends. Like, I think that I worked on a lot of these ideas, even started like 2 years ago, and just kind of through the process of picking which songs might fit, like decided that they would. Like the track Somewhere with Woven and Hiatus and Shulu, that is something that when we went on tour, Shulu and I, we talked about making this song, and we were able to kind of rework something he had worked on and Woven is on, and that's been a long process, and to get it out this year was awesome. And yeah, the other tracks, I think Heartbeat, Helicopter, I made this year as well, and yeah, I guess all these tracks, besides Somewhere I Made this year, but a little bit before, like, the world fell apart, I guess.
Right, yeah. And speaking of the world falling apart, I read that you are working on a new album, the working title for which, at least, is, what is it? It's the end of the world, but it's okay? Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so actually, like, that had been the working title for all this music for a while, so this EP actually will end up being a part of that album,
Cool.
which is coming out in parts. I released Home earlier this year as well.
Oh, is that going to be part of it as well?
Yeah, and thematically, I mean, it's planned like 2 years ago. The theme is like kind of a post-apocalyptic type of thing, but like an optimistic twist where, you know, it's like everything's like kind of in ruins, but there's like some optimism in just like being with the people that are left and like finding the good in that, and just like realizing that we'll get through anything somehow.
I feel that. And now here we find ourselves trapped inside for months on end because people don't want to wear a mask. You're dropping these jams just in time. We need the hope. We need the hopeful melodies.
Definitely, yeah. It became way more topical than we ever had hoped.
I know. But I actually want to thank you for taking that sort of approach. You know, I think apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic themes, they've been prevalent in our culture centuries before the place we find ourselves today. But the fact that you choose to put an optimistic spin on it is really interesting. And I think that it feeds well into the artistic narrative that you've presented for nearly a decade. Like, where is the wellspring of hope inside you? Where does that come from, and what moves you through each day to create a music with a message like that? If you're there.
I guess, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
You stumped me and the internet.
Yeah, right?
So, I think that, I mean, thanks for saying that. I think that's good to hear. And I think that it's not always intentional or, like, you know, like, completely planned. But I think that, you know, in the last 10 years, I've had, like, ups and downs. Like, I've had, like, you know, bad times, good times. And I think that's something that I've always been kind of, like, drawn to, or, like, maybe not drawn to, like, dark themed things, and just, like, for no reason. Obviously, there's, like, a really valid place for, like, intense or dark art, but I think that I've always just been more interested in escapism and things that kind of can remind you of, like, the good things, and, like, I don't know, I've always liked songs or art that transports you to a better place, you know?
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I'd say, like, throughout the career, like, I met my wife, and she's been a huge inspiration and, you know, changed my life, and we've been able to travel the world together.
That's so wonderful. You're so fortunate.
This project, and I think travel and nature and just, like, those types of things are always inspiring to me.
Yeah. Actually, I would love to hear how you met your wife. Dream Angel is her artist name as well. Is that a story you'd be willing to share? Is it cute?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think so. We technically met online, and I think the actual first place we, like, talked was a Turntable FM virtual concert. So
that's amazing.
that was,
oh my god.
That was a while back, and like, I think I'm trying to remember, like, Chrome Sparks and was playing that as well, and it was just like a fun virtual thing, and we just started talking there, and then I was able to meet her through touring, and yeah, the rest is history.
So wait, did you meet her as your secret identity, or did you meet her as Slow Magic?
Um, Online, I guess it was secret, but in person, I met her without the mask.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing because I was wondering, like, how do you go about that moment? Like, okay, I'm revealing myself to you. You're the only one, and now you're sworn to secrecy, and we have to get married because you can't tell anybody.
Yeah, she's still the only one who's seen under the mask, so.
I love it so much. And she is a creative as well. Can you tell us about her projects?
Yeah, she is like, I'd say she's like the creative director for Slow Magic.
Cool.
She is like, she does a lot of design and just, well, she says she makes pretty things. And yeah, she's been heavily involved in the project and the creative process, even down to like some of the music on the recent release. So
Yeah.
I'd say we're like sort of a band at times, or some kind of a team. And yeah.
See, you have your dream of having a band after all this time. A bandmate who won't be not annoyed that you want a band.
True.
Bry Guy.
I don't know if she's always not annoyed. Well,
Oh, true. Bry Guy wants to know if you're doing any virtual shows, and you did mention the Aux Party performance, DJ sets, but are you dabbling in anything else like that while we're all stuck in quarantine?
Yeah, so the Aux Party events are pretty frequent, just about every other week, but
Oh, cool.
I've also thought about and have been thinking about doing some actual streams or, live shows, just trying to figure out the best way to do that.
Yeah.
But stay tuned to see.
Yeah, if you have any questions about how to use Twitch, I'm here for you. Not that I'm like an expert, but Bry Guy says you should do it, by the way. You should do it. He would like to see. And Jamie Woe wants to know if you've picked up any new quarantine hobbies that aren't music related. And did you make sourdough, as so many of us tried?
I haven't made any sourdough.
Just sweet dough? Just kidding.
Dream Angel's really the baker.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a new hobby, but I've been like playing a lot of this Nintendo Switch.
Yes, mine's over here. We should be Switch friends. Oh my god, I would love
Definitely. Animal Crossing. But
of course.
I think something I've been doing more out here in Vermont, where we moved kind of recently. I've been grilling a lot with my father-in-law, and he's been teaching me like all the basics of charcoal grilling.
Yo, sweet. What's your go-to grill recipe? What's like your meal that you've perfected on the grill? It's summertime after all.
It's hard to say I've perfected anything, but something that Dream Angel and I collaborate on is like a really good grilled tofu that's marinated. And yeah, it just hits different with that fire.
It just hits different with that fire. That was like the best use of all that lingo that I've ever heard. No Way Jake wants to know if you have any cool dad grilling tips. What has Dad taught you?
It's almost like he knew what I was going to say. I mean, I can, let's see. I think the main things I've learned would be you got to clean out the ashes.
Of course.
Use one of those chimney things and get it really hot.
And there you go. Clean your grill. Act like you're Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins. Chimney sweep that bitch. And make it hot. I love it. Do you have a recipe for that marinade? The Powers That P wants to know.
Ooh, we could post that somewhere. definitely should. I know that like nutritional yeast is a big factor.
Definitely. You got to get that cheesy flavor. Is it cheesy when you use it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like chickeny, cheesy, you know.
Nice. It's so funny. Everyone is like, post the tofu recipe. You'll have to do that sometime later.
Yeah, I'm going to drop that on the Patreon.
Yes, actually, I would love for you to tell everyone about your Patreon page. I myself am interested in a Patreon, and plug that shit. Like, what you got going on in the community over there?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, now that you bring it up, I can mention the Patreons.
Yeah, I've given you permission.
Patreon.com slash Patreon.com/slowmagic. That's where you can become an official imaginary friend. And, you know, we have like a really cool group on Discord. A lot of them are here, I think, asking questions. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, I've been releasing like a ton of unreleased stuff. Like, I'm letting people remix my older songs. And yeah, just like dropping some stuff that I'm not even allowed to really talk about.
Because it's secret. It's secret imaginary friend stuff.
Yeah. I mean, more like don't tell any labels about it.
Oh, true. Yeah. Fuck the labels. Keep it a secret. I saw that you. I saw that you were gonna collaborate with one of your imaginary friends over there at the Patreon. Did that go down?
Yeah, we are working on it now, and I'm hoping to do more of those. Like just opening it up to everyone. Honestly, I am slow magic, so I've been working on that track. It takes a while, but yeah, we're gonna drop that as well, and I'm hoping to do more of those collabs.
That's so cool. Rebuilding Rocket Ship says they encourage others to join. It's truly wonderful being an imaginary fan over at the Patreon and Discord. So I'm gonna fucking join as soon as this is done. I'm excited.
Do it.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on over there.
Can I plug one more thing?
Of course, please plug away, dude.
I just got this. This is the official Slow Magic coffee.
Shut the fuck up! I need it.
It smells so good. It tastes good. This is something we dropped on the shop.
What kind of notes are we gonna get with this coffee? Where did you source the beans? Tell me all about this.
Okay. You want to know really like more?
I do.
I've got some info here. Let me pull it up from my supplier.
Yes.
So, these are from Honduras, and they're harvested November to March.
Ooh.
Altitude 1200. They're fully washed, sun, trade coconut and baker's chocolate. No.
Ooh, coconut and baker's chocolate. Yo, I'm fucking about that. Okay, so when this stream is over, we're all going over to the Patreon. We're joining the Patreon. We're all going to go buy Slow Magic coffee. If you drink the Slow Magic coffee, do you become fast magic at work?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a slow drip magic brew.
I love it. Actually, it's cool that you brought it up because I know, but Sheridan loved my stupid fucking pun. Anyway, and we have the link for the coffee. The coffee's there. We're dropping it in the chat. You did mention your slow magic. You actually did tell me in an interview once some years ago that the name comes from the way that you perceive the music, right? Like,
yeah, it's kind of like the way, it's almost like a description of like what I do, because I think that I take a really long time making songs. Like, I'm a perfectionist, and that's the slow part, and then the magic is like just like ending up with a song that like came out of somewhere, you know, like music is some sort of a magical thing that's kind of unexplainable. And yeah, I guess it's just like when I was thinking of a name, that's that made sense to me.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Did you have that? You came up with Sorry Safari in a fucking day, and then you made a video that same day, and then it was blogged about. So did you just like pull that name out of a hat when the song was done? You were like, "Fuck it, Slow Magic, Sorry Safari."
I think back then I had like a list of a lot of like potential band name ideas.
Of course, because you had 70 bands that you were starting.
Yeah, it might have just been one of those. I don't know. Who knows? I can't remember actually.
Actually, now that I think about it too, you know, I love your performances, especially when they are in a more intimate setting, because you get the crowd involved. You give people the drums and have them start banging away. Like, how did that first start happening? Did that happen at your first show, or is that something that evolved?
Yeah, like I've always been interested in like breaking down the wall between the crowd and the performer. Like I always felt like it was kind of phony for DJs, especially, to be like 50 feet away from the front of the stage, hiding behind a big booth. But I feel like I was inspired by a lot of like the type of music and concerts I went to growing up, like hardcore bands and punk shows, like and DIY kind of stuff. There was always that close element, and like bands would like the singer would jump into the crowd, and just that was like felt more like being with the band.
Totally.
And, it's just evolved for me over the years, like kind of by accident. Like the first show, I've told this story, but maybe it was like my third show ever. My computer just died right before my show, and I luckily had all my songs on the iPod.
Nice.
I borrowed like a drum from the opening band who I was friends with, and I just put the drum out, told the sound guy to play the songs, and I just like drummed along in the middle of the crowd the whole show. And it just kind of was like a moment of clarity where I knew that I should do that.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's so sick. I love that. And I love hearing that you were into hardcore and DIY punk. What were some of those bands that you were listening to? And is that how you got into... I mean, drums are so prevalent in your music, so I guess it makes sense that that's your background. But, like, what were you listening to? What shows were you going to?
Yeah, I played drums, like, mostly in bands and stuff. And that was kind of my instrument of choice. And I just went on, like, a deep nostalgia dive the other day. I think that, like, some of the real standout bands would be, like, Taking Back Sunday, The Fall of Troy was huge, like, type of thing that I went to their show a bunch of times. They're very intense, and, I mean, those are some standouts.
We're getting Finch shout-outs. Were you into Finch?
Oh yeah, Finch.
That's
super
cool.
Good band.
I feel like I'm totally 100% with you. That sort of atmosphere and environment is what I miss when you're in this like EDM world, when it gets a little too clean and a little too I don't know. I like fuck it up. Everyone get in the pit together and dance and beat drums, and I don't know. One day we'll all get together again.
Like, yeah, there's like a chaos that I think my show always has, for better or worse, that I think I was always interested in back then. Like something going wrong, but ending up more fun because of it.
Do you have any other show stories that you'd like to share with us while we're being nostalgic for the outside world and high energy performances?
Like good or bad?
You're the master.
I'm trying to think of...
Tell us a good one and tell us a bad one.
Ooh, okay. I should know a good answer to this because, like, we ask people similar questions on our podcast, but...
Oh, I now want to hear about your podcast, too. I'm sorry I haven't brought it up yet.
No, that's fine. I think that, like, I'm just going to go positive because I miss shows so much. I think one of my favorite shows was at Sasquatch Festival.
Oh, I've always wanted to go.
A couple of years back, and now they've since stopped doing that festival, but that was such a cool moment for me because I went to that festival right when I graduated high school, and it was like, it's just always been a good lineup. But I remember playing that show, and like, I don't know, just like one of those cool full circle moments.
Yeah. Okay, going full circle to where we just were before I asked you that question, talk to me about the Playdate podcast that you have with Dream Angel.
Yeah, so Dream Angel and I started the podcast this year in February.
Wow, just before quarantine.
Yeah.
Nice timing.
We were always kind of joking about starting a podcast and just for fun. And we came up with the idea, I think Dream Angel came up with the idea of like listening to some music that like the fans or just random people send in. Because, a lot of people will send me stuff and I don't always have the time to listen to everything. So our idea was to, just pick some amazing songs from like maybe lesser known talent and focus on that. And so we've been interviewing guests who send in a random song, and it's been really fun.
That's so cool.
And we also just have a lot of fun on there.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what this is all about for me. Are there any cool artists in particular that you've discovered doing Playdate that you want to shout out that we should all check out?
Definitely, yeah. Like, off the top of my head, our episode with Message to Bears.
Message to Bears.
Yeah, and Will Sampson. They made some music together. That was really cool. I feel like I had slept on Message to Bears and Will Sampson, who it's just really, really pretty music. And someone else we discovered was So Much Light.
Ooh, I love all these names.
Yeah, someone else I feel like I should have known about. I saw he even played guitar with American football in Japan, which he didn't mention to us, but that's so crazy. He's an all-around really nice and talented guy.
That's so cool. And where can we find Playdate, the podcast?
Definitely, yeah. So if you go to, I'm trying to there's a lot of ways to get to it. I'm just trying to think of the best.
I mean, I guess for starters, you could Google.
Slow Matt. Yeah, well, the best way to go is slowmagic.cool/playdate.
Oh, nice. I love that. slowmagic.cool/playdate. I love that there's so much for us to explore after this conversation. Guys, don't be just sitting around waiting for new Slow Magic music when you can join the ever-expanding universe of Slow Magic and multiple dimensions. And we've got...
Oh, yeah, we're doing a lot.
We've got a link in the chat, so that makes it easy for everybody as well. Slow Magic, we're getting close to an hour here. Is there anything else before we get to our final video, which is Heartbeat Helicopter from the Closer to You EP? Woo! Sometimes my brain just has a pause, you know?
It's all good.
But I want to make sure that we have some space to talk about anything else that's been on your mind or anything else that you want to share with people. I saw that you have some cool merch that's coming out. Hey, Danny! And it actually has a very black metal font to it, which I thought was so cool because it's so different from your regular sound. But now that I know you're a hardcore fan, maybe that's the inspiration.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I want to plug one more thing, and that's my wife's YouTube, where she's making amazing vlogs of our life, and that's just Dream Angel on YouTube.
Dream Angel on YouTube. It was getting a little broken up, so I'm repeating.
Oh yeah, Dream Angel on YouTube, amazing vlogs. She's killing it over there. But yeah, we've just put out a lot of merch. Including the coffee, and you can check that out.
Dude, I'm getting that book. I'm literally buying that coffee immediately.
I think there's plenty to go check out. I don't have anything else really, to plug. But I would say, just to keep wearing masks. I do it all the time. You should be able to wear a mask at the store because, we need to protect each other, and I want to play shows again. So just wear a mask.
We want
So I
to
can
see
wear a
your
mask.
shows again. Are you working on something in the hopes that it'll end sometime in the next year for these new releases for the album that's forthcoming?
Definitely plans, but, it's hard to make concrete plans at the moment. But, we had a tour that was going to happen, and so there's a lot of stuff that we are so excited to do when it's possible.
Yeah. Okay, so we will all wear our mask. I have so many masks. I'll grab a mask now. Here's a mask. We're all wearing masks. It's a mask party. and as we close out, what can you tell us about Heartbeat Helicopter?
This song, I don't know. I mean, I think that what I would say about this song is that I just sat down at the computer and I just let it happen one day. So I don't know. There's not much to say about it. I think that with instrumental tracks, I want to let them speak for themselves.
Totally. So Magic, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking this time to do your first live interview with me. I hope that the experience was enjoyable for you. I hope that you don't have too much of a crick in the neck.
I'm good.
It looks so good. It's so cute. Thank you so much to Bandit for co-starring today.
Yes, he's the best.
And I will come see you on Patreon. Thank you to all the Patreon members for joining in the chat today. I'll see you guys there. I'll see you later.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.